Okay, good morning, children. The next topic is effect of temperature and pressure on the changing the state of the substance. Okay, let's go to the activity. How the temperature and pressure is affected on the matter. So here we see the solids, liquids, and gases, and their arrangements of atoms. So atoms or molecules in a solid are closely packed. In liquids, there is a small gap. In gases, there is a large gap between the molecules of gas. Okay. So the kinetic theory according to the kinetic theory, when we heat the substance, we get sufficient amount of energy, and they changes their state of the substance from one state to another state. Okay. So how the temperature affects on the state of the substance? Let us take temperature causes the change in the state of the matter. As the temperature increases, heat is absorbed in the form of energy. The kinetic energy of the molecule of a solid increases on absorption of heat, and they begins to vibrate with large amplitude. When a fast moving particles collides with a slower moving particles, transfers some of its energy to the slower moving particles, thereby increasing the speed of the slow moving particles. At higher energy or high heat slowly diffuse across the material, the molecules of the solid break free the intermolecular forces. Gradually, there is a phase change from solid to liquid. So, no, the temperature at which a solid changes into liquid state at a 1 atmospheric pressure is known as melting point. What is melting point? Okay, right. If the heat supplied further, the kinetic energy of the composite particles of the solids or liquids increases, and the molecule starts to vibrate more energetically. When the molecules gains energy or enough energy, they start escaping from the surface of the liquid by the process called evaporation. With an increase in temperature, the liquid starts to boil. The temperature at which a liquid boils at 1 atmospheric pressure is called boiling point. So the kinetic theory of matter explains that with an increase in temperature, matter changes from solid to liquid and liquid to gas. Similarly, with a decrease in temperature, matter changes from the gaseous state to liquid state, and then gradually to its solid state. However, these are certain substances that changes directly from solid to gas and vice versa. This phenomena is called sublimation. Examples: dry ice, wax, naphthalene balls, ammonium chloride, etc. Sublimation is the transition of a substance directly from its solids to gaseous phase without passing through the intermediate liquid phase is called sublimation. Okay. Next, latent heat. What is meant by latent heat? During the phase change from solid to liquid and from liquid to gas, there is a temperature change through a heat is continuously absorbed. Latent heat is the energy released or absorbed by a body during a constant process. So latent heat of fusion or latent heat of vaporization, nothing but the amount of energy released when a substance changes from solid to liquid or liquid to gas. So the Definition is once again, latent heat of fusion is the energy change when a given substance is heated to change the states from solid to liquid. The temperature at which this occurs is called melting point. And what is latent heat of vaporization? The amount of energy required to transform a given quantity of a substance from liquid to gas at a given pressure is called latent heat of vaporization. Now see the effect of pressure or the changing the state of the substance. The effect of pressure is negligible on solids, more on liquids and most of the gases. Okay, there is no effect on the solids. So when the pressure is applied on the container of a gas, the gas particles come closer to each other. So when we increase the pressure, the gas particles are come closer. This reduces the kinetic energy of the particles. When the pressure increases further, these gas particles come very close to each other and consequently get converted into liquid. The change in pressure is also caused the change in the temperature at which a material transforms from one state to another. So, if the pressure is greater, the higher temperature is needed to change the state of the material. By increasing the pressure, carbon dioxide can be changed into solid. So, solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. What is dry ice? Solid carbon dioxide is called dry ice. Okay. By increasing the pressure and decreasing the temperature, air can be liquefied. Okay. Next, the pressure of air particles present in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? Pressure of the air particles present in the atmosphere is called atmospheric pressure. So pressure is also affects the melting point of the substance. Most substances expand when they melt, and increasing the pressure delays the melting point of the substances. In some substances, the melting point increases with increase in its pressure. Next points to remember. So temperature and pressure affects the state of a substance. As the temperature increases, heat is absorbed in the form of energy. And the temperature at which a solid changes into liquid at 1 atmospheric pressure is called melting point. Okay, next, do you know what is dry ice? A solid form of CO2 is called dry ice. So what type of change takes place here? Sublimation. Here the gaseous substance can be directly converted into solid state. So it is known as sublimation. Okay. Next, try this. First question, define melting point. What is the freezing point of water? What is dry ice? Define boiling point. So what is the boiling point of water? Okay. Now, next topic is factors affecting the rate of evaporation. So, what are the factors affecting the rate of evaporation? Let us see. Temperature, wind speed, humidity, and finally surface area. These are the four factors affecting the rate of evaporation. So, how they affect, let us see an activity.
Let me show you an activity to demonstrate something about.
Okay. So let us see an activity. Let us take test tube, two china dishes. Okay. In all these three are filled with water. So let us take one china dish is kept in the cupboard. Observe after a few hours in which china dish contains water evaporates faster. So when we observe the two china dish containing waters, so which china dish containing water evaporates faster? In the first one, the open area containing water gets evaporated because the presence of moving air and high temperature. That's why the rate of evaporation is very high. When we keep in the cupboard containing china dish having low rate of evaporation because there is no temperature change and there is no air or wind speed. When we compare the test tube and china dish containing water in the open area, here the surface area having test tube is very low and the cup having more surface area. So because of more surface area, the rate of evaporation is very high. So what are the factors affecting the rate of evaporation? One is moving air and temperature, surface area. These are the factors affecting the rate of evaporation. Next, from this we concluded that temperature increases, the rate of evaporation is also increases. When the wind speed increases, the rate of evaporation increases. Humidity increases, the rate of evaporation increases. And finally, if the surface area increases, the rate of evaporation also increases. Try this. In which region the rate of evaporation is high? What is evaporation? If you take a tub and cup, in which case the rate of evaporation is high? Give two examples for sublimation. And which instrument is used to measure the wind speed? Answer all these questions by observing the previous activity. Thank you. Bye.